Hello, welcome back to the Leukopak Lady. Over the last 4 episodes, I've argued that broad specs and standardized protocols cannot solve for biological variability, and that developers need a proactive CSM strategy to combat this. Today, I want to talk about what we should be doing before we ever collect a Leukopak. Since the early days of engineered allogeneic cell therapies, most of the info about donor biology has come from post-collection testing. This testing is useful for understanding what went right and what went wrong, but it's reactive. It has almost exclusively been used for informational purposes only and not employed strategically. By the time you learn something important, the donor, the product, and the logistics are already committed. And while it may identify problems, it doesn't prevent them. In other words, post-collection testing of donors and products only lets you manage risk, not control it. On the other hand, pre-collection testing helps developers identify donors with cells likely to perform well in manufacturing, making donor selection intentional instead of reactive. It helps developers plan their runs more proactively, anticipating differences in donors and collected products, and it helps increase consistency across batches, reducing the need for rescue processing later. Pre-collection testing helps shift from only screening for eligibility to screening for performance. Screening for eligibility asks, can this person donate? While screening for performance asks, will their cells perform well in manufacturing? And some of the common pre-collection testing used currently is infectious disease testing, basic blood counts like CBC, and in some cases, basic cellular phenotyping. But if the goal is manufacturing success, these measures are not enough. Metrics that should matter when screening for performance are donor immune cell composition, like detailed phenotyping, stress resilience and overall cell health, functional capacity, and indicators of expansion potential. And I've said it many times before, not all healthy donors are equally good donors for therapy manufacturing, and pre-collection testing can help identify those who are. However, post-collection testing isn't invaluable. It can provide input data to help identify important parameters to use in future pre-collection testing. Because of course you can't know from day one what donor and product factors affect the success of your manufacturing runs. But answering this question is an important part of CSM strategy and should be done as early in the development life cycle as possible. And the earlier you learn what matters biologically, the fewer bad batches you'll make along the way. Then you can shift to pre-collection testing to identify donors who will generate the best CSM for your therapy. And this shift will help make manufacturing processes more efficient and save you time and resources in the long run. So pre-collection testing shouldn't be a checkbox, it should be a design decision. It should be designed by developers around early program data to define what truly predicts manufacturing success, and then implemented by collection centers to guide donor selection. And collection centers, in partnership with developers, should design testing strategies that shape which donors to recruit and which donors to pair to specific developers' programs. And I'll talk more about this soon when I discuss donor stratification. But on the next episode, I'll talk about what immune cell fitness actually means and how it changes donor and CSM strategy. See you then.